Hi, Dallas here with ProPhone, and in this video we're going to be going over the Flows Main Area. This is the area that you see when you first open up ProFlow. Okay, what you're going to notice is you're going to see the Folders area to the left here, and you're going to see the Table and Actions button here in the center. Okay, the Folders area allows you to organize your flows in folders, so that way you can obviously keep your business organized. To add a folder, click on the plus icon here, and let's give this folder a name. Let's click Test. Click Confirm. All right, it has now created the folder. To rename and delete folders, click on the More icon here. Simply, well, just hover over it and you'll see the More icon. But click on the More icon here. You can click Rename or Delete. All right. Now we have two default folders that are in the system that cannot be changed or deleted by any means. This is your All Flows folder, which gives you all the flows that you have, all your automation flows. And then Uncategorized, which is the flows that are not assigned to any of your folders. And then below that, you have the folders that you've created. To move flows to a folder, you can either do it individually by clicking on the More icon here and just click Move To, which will open up a little modal where you can select the folders, any of the folder you want that you want to move it to. And then you can do it by bulk as well. You can select, 1, 3, however many you want. Let's move the Uncategorized, Move To. Let's move the DR Homes. Confirm. All right, it has now moved those flows here. You can move them back to uncategorized by just deleting the folder. Okay, since there was now two that the folder has been removed, they get uncategorized. All right, let's add that folder back. Oh, there we go. Confirm. You can also move flows that are already in folders by clicking on the More icon, click Move To, and change them around like that. Or same concept, you can click on multiples and click Actions, and you can click Move To as well. The exact same thing we just did. Okay. And that is folders. That's a pretty simple one to go through. You can also click on this to organize your folders too. Organize by alphabet, like you guys get that. Okay, now let's go to the table. In the table, we have name, steps, folder created, and status, and then we have a more indicator or actions indicator here. The name goes over the name for your flow. The steps will show you the flow or the actions that are inside of that flow, and the first will always be what's triggering it. Triggers, okay? So like this one's, I know I'm going to trigger it with a webhook, Gmail plus one other step. If you had 55 steps, it would say trigger plus Gmail plus 54, whatever. You guys get the concept. And the next one's going to be folder, goes over which folder that flow is in. Created shows you when that flow was actually created. And status shows you whether it's enabled or not. So if you turn or disable a flow, it's not going to run even if the trigger's called. You enable it, it will run when the trigger's called. Okay. You can filter by flow name, search the name, or you can filter by status, whether it's enabled or disabled. All right. Now let's go over the More dropdown. You can rename a flow. Here, let's give it a name. Let's call this webhook, it's whatever, 2, because I changed it. See, change it that way. You can duplicate. I click on duplicate. It'll automatically open it up in a builder, so that way you can go ahead and edit. If you back out, you'll see it saves the status there, and it zoomed in. Okay. I'm not going to do anything there. I'm going to delete it. All right. You can click on export, which basically allows you to export the selected flows. That way you can import it. You can share it with somebody and they can import it in their system if you want. So if you click on export, okay, it's now exported. If you share it with somebody, you can re-import it back in the builder itself, or you can give it to somebody and they can import it in their builder. So if I go to new flow from scratch, you'll click on this drop down right here, import, and we'll select that file, import, and it will import the steps. Okay. Now, for example, the data that you've put in there is not going to be in there when you import it, okay? It's going to be a blank flow with the steps that you had. That way they can go in there, map their own data, and build it out themselves. It's just a way for you to share your flows. It doesn't share the data, it just shares the flow. So like, for example, this was a webhook. If they imported it into their flow, it'll generate a different webhook for that. It'll have the same steps, just generate a different webhook. If you don't want to export via file, you can share it via a URL or a link. So you can click on this, click share. Let's give it a name. Let's call it test flow. Okay, this link will expire in 7 days. Once it's generated, click confirm. And then you can basically copy this link and give that over to them. If they put it in their system, now keep in mind they have to be logged into their ProPhone account and be in the ProFlow when they run this link. Otherwise, it won't work. They have to go to the dashboard, open up ProFlow, and then they can paste the link, and then it will work. Click on that, and they can import. See, same exact concept. And like I've showed you multiple times, you can click on the more drop down, and you can click delete as well, and that will delete any flows that you have selected. You can do bulk actions as well when regarding export. Click on, just select as many as you want. You can select them all, it doesn't matter. And then you can export, and what it's going to do is it's going to do it into a zip file, and in that zip file will have each one exported. Okay. You can also, in the bulk actions, you can bulk delete as well. Now, in the folder, or not in the folder, my bad, excuse me. In the table, like I was mentioning earlier, you can organize how many you want to see per page, and then you can change your page by clicking there. But that is it. That is literally how the main flows area work. I try to make it as simple as possible. But if you guys have any questions at all, feel free to submit a support ticket. Go back here. You can do so by clicking on the profile dropdown and click on Help and Support. And then you can select on Get Support, request a feature, or report a bug. But yeah, that is how that works, guys. I hope you enjoy the platform, and I will see you in the next one.